right, so we're going to continue our segment on why aren't we happy, and now we're going to deal with the paradox of excess information. So similar feeling of regret and a missed opportunity we experience daily by using technology and we're using our means of communication that we have today. So I remember again in Israel when there was one channel alone, right? So So when there was one channel alone, using TV was a regular thing. You came home, you start your TV, you press your channel. It was like this. From what was it? 5:30 to 6:30 there was kids programs and stuff like that. From 6:30 to 8 o'clock there was Arabic broadcasting. And from 8 o'clock to, 10, and then they made it 11, and then they made it 12, there were like news and all kind of like adult stuff that, I could not keep my eyes open and fall asleep because I had a bed curfew, the best thing ever, believe me. I had no excuse to go to bed at 8 o'clock. It was great. It was wonderful. So when you watch TV, there was never opportunity, never a feeling of like, oh my goodness, maybe there's something else on the other channel. It was the only channel. Now, I'm not here advocating that everything should be one. This is not communism, it's not Maoism or communism. However, if you don't have the proper tools to make decisions, the proper tools of self-control, well, you better have one thing only, because then you can choose. So, I'll give you an example. In Israel, years ago, in Dizengoff Street, that at the time was the street of Israel, today it's just like nothing, there were two famous cafes. One cafe was called Kasit, and the other one was called Ravel. So, the bohemia of Israel, the elite of Israel, used to go to these two cafes, and they had a very well-distinguished separation between the two. You had the Kasit group and you had the Cafe Ravel group, and one was not going to the other, and there were those always in the middle who will hop from one to the other. And the joke was like this: one was going to Ravel and says, oh my goodness, there are more famous people, more beautiful girls walking on the Kasit side. He goes over there and looks, oh my goodness, there's so more, and it would never be the same, because you have two places to go and you're always going to make the wrong decision. Because you're never happy with what you have. You never make your decision because you want to make the decisions. You make the decision because of other things. And then ultimately you fail. So, let's say, for example, today the amount of information that a person must share a day is ridiculous. Whether it's Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, or whatever is out there. It used to be my space, and his space, and her space, and what does everybody need to know what I'm doing? You think anybody cares about what I did at 10 o'clock in the morning, that I have to send a tweet? Tweet is for birds. I ain't no bird. I don't have time to bird around. Birds lay eggs. I eat eggs. Crying out loud, Facebook, that Zuckerman, a nice Jew, married a chink. That's very nice. Very nice. Hey, he's a Jew. Everybody's a Jew. I'm going to tell you something about Judaism. People always try to make Judaism into a religion. Therefore, they say, I'm not a religious Jew. But Judaism is a way of life, it's a philosophy. And those who are Jewish, yes, there are those who were born to a Jewish mother or had the conscious decision to become Jews and live their life as Jews. These are Jews. Judaism is a way of life. So therefore, if you don't live a Jewish life, you can't call yourself a non-religious Jew. You just don't live like a Jew. And admit it. So what's Jewish about Zuckerman besides his nose and his face and, his money? Nothing Jewish about him. Don't start with me. I mean, there's a lack of Jewish girls that he is to marry Chinese. Listen, I have nothing against Chinese. I love Chinese people. I know about China and Chinese more than some Chinese that born in America do. However, what's wrong with your people? He couldn't find a non-Jewish girl. They would light candles for him. They'll make challah for him. He has all this money. She can send him to college to learn how to be a Jew. What's so Jewish about him? But people say, what? You don't have a Twitter? No, I don't. It's like in Israel when I go. I don't take my cell phone with me. Oh, I have to have a cell phone. I don't want a cell phone. I'm going to Israel to visit my parents. I don't want a cell phone. I want to be, electronically handcuffed to stuff like that. I don't want that stuff. So people said to me, you don't have a cell phone? I said, no, absolutely not. I don't have a cell phone. And people look at you shocked because they want to be able to access you all the time. Texts are for wimps. If you want to ask somebody how he's doing, I think it's the most insulting thing is to text a person. If you really care so much, if you don't going to visit him, at least call him up. Say, how you doing? Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, something. Happy Ramadan, I don't know, whatever. Why are you texting people? What I hate the most is those wimps who actually break up with girls to the text. I'm sorry, I don't think it's working out. See you by then. Arrivederci. Ciao, cacao. That's crazy. But the amount of information, again, that I have to share with everybody and expose myself to is so great. So many different things, so many different media, social media. Today, even the president, for crying out loud, is a tweet. I don't want the president to tweet. I want him to president. I want it to be commander-in-chief, not commander-in-tweet. Yeah. So, imagine, I don't know, how many channels are on cable today?
Over 1,000.
1,000?
Over.
Really?
Over.
1,000? 5,000?
16.
What is it? Oh, auction here?
1,600. Over 1,600.
That's cable or the satellite dish?
As much as you want.
Satellite, what?
You pay for everything, you get like over
More. It's like music channel.
Really? And how about those that have overseas TV? Well, what is this, cable?
No,
it's a special
pay-per-view.
program, special. Use people. Yeah.
Maybe Elite Pass.
How can I watch all this?
You can't.
Why do I need it then? I can only watch one thing at a time. It's the same thing like they say about computer. Your computer is so fast. Da, 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 da. Yes, if I'm doing high velocity engineering or graphics, but if I'm just using my computer for word processing, I can only type so fast. Why do I need it so fast? Or why do I need a car that has 600 horsepower? I'm stuck in traffic. You know the potholes in New York? It's like Fallujah. Hello, Mayor, you hear me? It's like Fallujah. Did you see what's going on there? No wonder I want a pickup truck. I should get a tank. It's terrible. What am I going to do with 600 horsepower? The bright light reduced the speed limit to 25 miles an hour. Soon I will have to put the car in reverse to go forward. It's ridiculous. But I know, 6 cylinders, no, I'm not talking about 12 cylinders, 3 pistons for, I don't know, whatever, valve for this. Where are you going, man? Where are you going with this thing? All-wheel drive car, meanwhile, the guy cannot do parallel parking. They can't take a turn appropriately. They can't stay in the lane. And it bombards you all the time. And therefore, every time I choose something, let's say I have 1,000. I thought like maybe 50. 50 channels, I thought is like a lot. I can only watch one thing at a time. So imagine the level of frustration that I created myself, that I'm missing something all the time. I'm missing something. You're not missing anything. Mimele, everything you're like a pot, whatever comes in, whatever comes out. Your mind is like a funnel. In, out. Why do I need so much? Sit down, watch something, learn, think about it, reflect a little bit. That's why nobody reads anymore. Reflect on what you just watched. Switch another channel, switch another channel, switch another channel, switch another channel. It's ridiculous. And that's why it's not that, there's a lot, but I always feel like I'm missing something. So therefore I never pay attention to what I have. I'm always paying attention to what I don't have. It might be better on this channel. So what do? They have those TVs that you could divide the screen to 4 things, to watch 4 things at one time. So let's say, for example, I'm watching a football game. How many, I get epilepsy from just watching like this. Everybody's throwing the ball somewhere else. This is ridiculous. Pick up a game that you want. Watch it until the end. It was a good game, it was a bad game. That's okay. So it was a bad game. Guess what? Maybe next week you won't watch the game. You do something more meaningful. Play with your son or something. Sit down and talk to your wife. After all, she's going to die one day. So just talk to her. Make her breakfast. Make your wife a breakfast on Sunday, instead of like going out or watching the Grand Slam. The 2 buffoons hitting the ball. Tennis is also one of those idiot games. 2 people hitting the ball, everybody throwing it to the other side. Somebody throws you the ball, take it, keep it. Why are you hitting it to the other guy? Throw your ball, say thank you very much, goodbye. Think about this. The soccer is the same thing. 11 guys chasing another 11 guys. Who can throw the ball farther away from him? Gave you the ball. Hold the ball. It's crazy. So instead of watching all these games, making those people rich, enrich your life. Sit down with your wife, make her a nice breakfast, some eggs Benedict, with make something nice in the morning for Sunday, for crying out loud. What could happen? What will happen to you? Make her a nice cup of coffee. No decaf. We want calf. Drink 1 cup a day, 2 cups a day, but drink it right. Decaf. Some toast, some bread, some good stuff. A little flour in a vase. It's a beautiful thing. Believe me, better than the football. Then sit down with your wife, make her a nice lunch, put some Pavarotti singing in the background, pour some wine. That's a nice Sunday. Now you're ready for the week. Go for a little walk, museum. Become a person of intellect and culture. Not some hooligan watching 12, 11 guys hitting each other, kicking each other in the feet. Crazy. So therefore, at the end, when and there's no stimulation, no excitement, or any kind of a stimulation there whatsoever. And what happens? All of a sudden, you feel like you missed your time completely. Huh? You feel like a deflated ball. You feel like a New England Patriots football. Deflated. Completely. And you missed, because you know what? The time that you just, the hour, or whatever it is, amount of time that you had just wasted is never, ever going to come back. And you just wasted it. You're always thinking about, it was so good in the past. How it was so good in the past? It was already gone and you wasted it. Never going to come back. Ever. Happiness is a feeling that describes or expresses a psychological state of mind of a person that is derived with pleasure and satisfaction. And the greatest happiness comes from self-satisfaction. Of course, not, Breslov style kind of satisfaction, right? That's right, with real sense of fulfillment. Many scholars think that the purpose of mankind is really to find happiness. Judaism also describes to you very clear the way you should interact with your avodat Hashem, with your worship of Hakadosh Baruch Hu, or how you should live as a Jew. Ivdu et Hashem besimcha. When you interact with avodat Hashem, with a divine work, it has to be with joy, not through I have to do it, or I'm going to burn in 7 layers of hot lava in hell. You know, it's not going to the Congress or something like this. It's something with pleasure. You do it besimcha. You're very happy on the choice that you got, the opportunity that you got. But there is a difference between having joy and being wild and being irresponsible. It's a big difference. Chazal tells us not to become wild. You know what I'm talking about. Animal House. Party! Everybody getting drunk, wearing togas. We're not talking about this kind of happiness. Being wild like fraternity in college. That's not what we're talking about. Chazal talks about a real joy. Simcha amitit. Az hayinu smechim. When the time of Mashiach, the simcha, the joy will be because now there is a meaning. And we reach that meaning by our hard work. And doing that is very important. Now, the things that give us this feeling, this true joy, really depend on or connected to the ability of the person to reach his internal tranquility and self-satisfaction, which is equal in many cultures. The Jews call it Yeshiva da'at, tranquility of the mind. My mind is resting now. It's not that I'm not thinking. It's not that I'm sedated. My mind is quiet. I'm lowering all the chatter from my head. Shanti. Enlightenment. That's what it is. And if that sensation of missing, that we miss something and regret, that we are in a way sentenced to experience tens of times a day, do those feelings give us tranquility? Do those things give us peace of mind? Those thousands of wrong decisions, would they give us or lead us to satisfaction or to be happy with our lives? Of course, the answer is going to be no. The way we live our life doesn't do that. So therefore, it's not a wonder that at the age of 20, when you are almost thrown out there to the world, all of a sudden you're feeling not happy at all. It could happen to you the last year of college. Very, very common that people who are about to graduate all of a sudden develop a fear from graduation because they're not happy. Because now they have to really make choices. Until now, they went to school, they went to high school, the path was straightforward. They went to college, it was straightforward. You have more people who are afraid to graduate than people who graduate. So therefore, what could we do? First of all, is self-fulfillment and reaching your internal purpose. Understand what is it about. And so, generally speaking, we call it in Hebrew Yesh Ratzui veYesh Matzui. Ratzui is what we want. Matzui is what we have. So there's a dissonance. There's a gap, and that cognitive dissonance I'm very big on between what I have and what I want. My abilities. Yes, I would like to stay on the podium in the Olympics, in the 100-meter dash, and on the heavyweight in judo, and swimming, and get all this. I want that's the ratzui. That's what I want. But reality, matzui, is listen. I'm not gold medal Olympics material. And guess what? All right, I'm okay with that. It's not that I accepted it and I still somewhere deep down inside have fantasies that I'm standing on the podium. I know this is not the case. This is not my forte. Therefore, my forte will be somewhere else. I just need to find it and put all my power on it. I need to press on what I'm good at, and everybody is good at. Well, almost everybody is good at something. Some people are good at wasting their time, but that's also something that they're good at. So the greatest satisfaction, the meaning to life, that sensation will come, that sensation of feeling content and at peace with yourself when you're going to actually reach your purpose of life. And therefore, establishing this person is the deepest sensation of happiness and contentment that you ever feel with your life. And for example, if it's a professional matter, so there's going to be satisfaction, but there is another dimension. There's the self-growth that you do through finding your level. That growth is that added feeling that feeds that and doesn't make you question about it more. This is a very difficult thing or state to reach. Why? Because you need a very, very high level of self-awareness to all the fears that are there because you place them, that would stop you from reaching your destination. As I said to you before many times, we are motivated by our fears. We are fear motivated. Most people will pick up a job that will bring them security and money and so on and so forth, not because they like the job, but because they are fearful. How many doctors do you know became doctors because they like medicine, rather than because it was a good job, that you could make money and so on and so forth. That's why medicine looks the way it is, or teachers, to that matter, or government. Why do so many people like government work? They get the tenure, the job in the government. Once you get your tenure, you get a whole set of chains. You tie yourself to the chain, to the chair, and that's it. Upon your death or retirement, then you are. That's it. So that's fear, and that was an obstacle. That's why government, workers or institutions are very not efficient, because everybody is not happy there. They're there because it's a good job, because you can get fired. It's not because that's what you wanted to do. And very few people are going to understand that. You need to be aware of also what is your greatest desire. What is that you really deep down inside, want inside? To your abilities. You need to be aware of your abilities. You need to know your weaknesses and your strength. Most people don't know anything about themselves because they're not in that soul searching or truth searching throughout their life. They don't want to hear anything about themselves. They don't want to hear it. Since they never hear it, they never know who they are. And what kind of way it is to go through life if you don't know who you are? And this is very difficult, by the way. It's a very, very difficult path to go. Very difficult. Again, how could you offer yourself as a spouse to somebody, to be married to someone, if you don't really know who you are? How can you pick up the right one for you if you don't know who you are? Or what's right for you? How do you pick your spouse? Is it also because of your fears? No wonder so many people are not happy in the marriage life. In a way, as they say in a nutshell, one of the ways. So therefore it is to understand your self-purpose. The other one is to be able to give to others. That since giving to others, osher, comes to ishur, to be asserted, to be confirmed. So my happiness, according in Hebrew, of course, Osher and Ishur, has the same root. So when I'm confirmed, when I am assured, then I could be happy, assured in myself and my abilities. And one needs to know that the more meaningful the giving that you will give, so is the greater of satisfaction that you have. The investment that you have to give in the giving to the other. Look how pathetic we are. If you like something today or you want to give somebody so what do? You go to Facebook, you press like. Most of the time you don't like what they want. They just want to make sure that they know that you are their good friend. So you like, right? Or you talk back. Talkbacks are horrible also. All the people who write talkbacks. But it's different than just to go to the person and tell them straight to the face. How many people do you know on Facebook have thousands of friends and they're very lonely people? Why do you need so many friends? If I see somebody who has so many friends on Facebook, I try to stay away because I said, this person is completely either free-for-all or shallow. It's impossible to have so many friends. This person doesn't want to give to anyone. He wants everybody to give him. So give from yourself to others. And the greater the giving, the greater the reward, the satisfaction. And the greatest thing that you have is either to give yourself money or to give your time. So here I give you an opportunity. Well, of course, you can always donate money to the yeshiva, because money is something that is very difficult for you to separate, because it gives you a sensation of security, and there's no security in your money. So mimele, in any case, so just give it. So you give. Don't be shy. Give. And give a lot. It's good for you. Or give your time to the yeshiva. Dedicate time to help us. How? By helping, sending people to the yeshiva, to us. By coming here, learning with us, learning with others that are not as fortunate as you. Give time from yourself. That will increase your satisfaction of who you are. Giving is a pleasure. Giving, tzedakah, is a gift that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has given us. I am happy because I have a lot of opportunities to give for myself. I give my money, and I give my time, and I give my life. For who? For everybody. And that's okay. You should reach a point of your life that at any moment, if you die, you say, okay, I live fulfilled life. Of course, I would like to live more, but until now, I live fulfilled life. You don't reach that life, you waste your life. And another thing is, after you know what are your weaknesses and your strengths and so on and so forth, and the giving to others, I will give you a paradox. Expect from yourself what you don't expect from others, and learn how to laugh at yourself. In other words, don't take yourself too seriously. Do some fun things. I go with my friend. I have a good friend of mine, Derek. It's my best friend, or one of my best friends. And when I go with him, it's fun. Why? Because we always laugh. But we don't laugh at other people. We laugh at ourselves. We're having a good time. And it's fun. Believe me, it's better than therapy. It's just fun to be with him. And it's okay to laugh at yourself. It's okay to do things that are not so seriously, because you're taking yourself so seriously. Again, you're living up to an image. When you learn how to laugh, I don't say be a doofus and then just act like a moron, wear flip-flops and wear shorts and, somehow I'm not talking about that. You can do things dignified, but laugh at yourself. Don't take yourself too seriously. It's like, you know, it's like this. Until I was 30, I grew up this way. Now I'm growing up this way, you know. How tall are you? I don't know, laying down or standing up? Because right now I'm at the age that if I lay down, my stomach is taller than me. You laugh at yourself. It's okay. You're not going to have... I told you the T-shirt that one of my students, he was a little chunky. He used to have a big T-shirt that says, he has a big belly and a keg. He used to drink a lot of beer. He says, I have a body of a god. In the back it says Buddha. Laugh at yourself is good. Feel good. Laughing is good. Be serious at what you do, but don't take yourself seriously. And if you just try those things, I cannot guarantee you that, because I don't know how sincere you are, but if you're sincere, without a doubt, you'll be a happier person. And a happier person is a person that more people want to be with. It's a person who's more fulfilled and actually accomplish more. It's actually called life. This kind of life is called life. So now you do your 5 minutes thinking and examine yourself and tell me if your life is life. Have a very, very happy day.